Welcome to the Wealthy in Pajamas podcast, where it's not all about the money, but it's not about the money. I'm your host, Sonia Highfield, the Wealth Expansion Coach, here to help creatives find their real version of wealth, build profitable businesses, and be happy, healthy humans. Hey everyone. So today's episode is coming to you from January 2025. And I'm noting the date just because we've obviously had a very big shift in the state of the US, in the government shift that happened over the last week. And this episode is about how you can use your business for good, for the good that you want to see in the world. And I'm a big believer in not waiting for something bad to happen in order to free yourself to live how you want to live, work how you want to work, be who you want to be. But I think that it's often the case that we get some kind of shock to the system or something bad happens, and it does give us like a kick in the butt to change things or to take action in a more urgent way and do things differently, right? So for me, since I've started this business, one of the big things that I've been committed to is diverse voices in the business space. And that's one of the ways I felt like passively or actively, I was trying to do good in the world with my business. But I want to talk today about some other ways that I'm doing things in my business for good and also give you some ideas. And I would love to hear from you if you have something cool or powerful that you do in your business to contribute to the people and the causes and the places and the things that you care about in the world and want to see from the world. So obviously this is not a new idea, right? I'm not the first person to say like, use your business for good, care about things. But again, because of the timeline that we're in at the moment and just reactivating why we're in business, right? Because it's not all about the money. And also having money coming into our businesses puts us in a position of power. And I really feel like my community, my audience, my clients are people who are doing good in the world, who really want humanity to thrive, who really want the planet to thrive. And so us kinds of people making more money does change the world for the better. And you get to choose like what that means for you. And I think that also it can be overwhelming. We can also feel under-resourced sometimes, right? And so figuring out really how you're using your business for good in a way that makes sense for you and your business. And I want to say that there are free ways and, financial ways to be contributing, right? So it might mean building in your giving back, right? So first example for me, in 2024, as the election happened, it kicked me in the butt to realize that, I had actually fallen down on consistently donating to causes that I care about. I had been doing it, but kind of here and there. And so I committed to doing a monthly donation to a Black or Indigenous U.S.-run nonprofit or organization. I do a soul session every month, which is a small group virtual experience where people get soul guidance. And it's really amazing. It's super powerful. It is a beautiful way to invest in yourself. And I donate 10% every month to, like I said, an organization or a nonprofit. And so for me, that's a monthly commitment that I'm making. I also let my people know that I'm giving back and where I'm donating to each month. So by investing in yourself and getting healing and guidance, you're also contributing and giving back. So that's one example of like building it into your business, right? And I know there's some people who donate like 1% of all income. You can set it up any which way you want, right? And maybe for you, it's automating those donations. So maybe it's just 1 or 2 places that you're giving to every month, and you have those on, automation. If that makes it easier for you. I'm personally, finding different places to give to because that's what feels good for me. And I also want to say that it doesn't have to be a ton of money that you're giving back, right? I think our giving back can come in a couple different ways. Like I said, free or financial. That might be giving a monetary donation, even if it's $5, $10. It might be giving some time in, my words are escaping me right now, in volunteering. There we go. It might also be highlighting people or causes through your own platform. I've got some tough sun coming in here. Sorry. Let me readjust myself. It's going to be afternoon light coming in. So you can give back in a couple different ways, right? If you feel like I don't have the money right now, it's cool. It doesn't have to be A, every month. B, doesn't have to be a ton of money that you're giving back. But I think that, again, we are in business to profit and thinking about how we're using our money, not just to take care of ourselves and our families, but to really take care of our world, right? Our community, whether you're kind of approaching that in like a micro sense or a macro sense. So those are a couple of things. The other way that we can use our business for good is by putting our money where our values are, right? And again, that's where are we buying from? Who are we investing with? Who are we hiring? So that might look like buying small, buying local, buying from women-owned businesses, minority-owned businesses, LGBTQ businesses, right? Like, what do you care about and how can you use your money to support those people and causes? And for me, another example is like when I buy client gifts, I make sure that I'm buying usually I buy from some kind of like artist or someone I found on Etsy or a brand, that I've come across who's, again, like for me, minority owned, women owned. Those are things that I look for. And it's escaping my brain right now, but I'll try and find the link. There are some websites, obviously, that have a really great collection of product makers and artists that you can buy from and kind of sort through by those preferred, groupings, causes, types of owned businesses, right? So using your money for good in your business. And again, that might be who you're hiring to be your VA. That might be the, graphic designer you're choosing, the photographer you're choosing, the podcast editor you're choosing, the platforms that you're using, right? So we know that obviously there are some big social media platforms that are, in my opinion, not operating ethically and morally and, deciding, where you want to put not only your time and energy, but your money. The other thing that we can do, obviously for free, is use our platforms, right? As business owners, no matter how big or small. I don't have a huge platform, in parentheses, yet, but I am still committed to highlighting businesses that I support and care about, highlighting, stories and news and resources and tools and all the things that are important to me, mostly on my Instagram. So if we're not hanging out there, definitely come follow me. I'm under Real World Creatives. And maybe Instagram, I will be there forever, maybe not. I'm going to be trying out some other social media platforms this year as well. Again, for my own moral code. But yeah, like I love to highlight things that I care about through that platform. And as well, if I'm sharing anything in my emails or people that I'm collaborating with. My clients I love to highlight, right? The people that I'm also bringing on to this podcast. It's very specific who I'm inviting on and sharing my platform with and giving others a platform to speak on. And again, you might not have a huge audience and it doesn't matter, right? It's really about giving the time and energy and effort to connect with and to support and to share with your audience, again, the people and the causes that you care about via whatever size stage you have. So again, I would love to hear how you are using your business for good. I know that so many of you are doing awesome, amazing things with your work. I'm so inspired and so deeply appreciate the people who I see who are contributing to make the world a better place. And I want to share something too. This came through in a meditation that I did for one of the soul sessions. And I'm not going to do the meditation with you now, but I think the visual is really helpful. Again, if you kind of feel like, oh my God, there's so many things that I care about. There's so many things that are fucked up and wrong in the world. And how can I help? And how can, little old me do anything? So in this meditation, the visual that came through was of the planet. Excuse me, my voice just went out a little bit. Of the planet. And tapping into where you feel called to put your time, energy, and support. And knowing that it's totally fine if you're like, hey, I've got one cause that is really my jam. That's where my heart and soul feel most connected. And that's what I'm going to focus on. Or maybe there's, a couple different things that really speak to you that you feel like I can't do everything, but these are the things that feel most important to me, and giving yourself permission for that to be fine. And this idea of staying in your lane when it comes to where you're, again, putting like time, energy, effort, money, knowing that there's other people on the planet that are also in that lane. So the visual was like these grids of golden light that were going around the planet, and you tapping into a grid, into your line, connected to other people around the globe that are also in that, quote unquote lane. And knowing that there's other lanes, there's other focuses, that other communities and groups of people are putting their time and effort towards. And so you don't have to do it all, although that's really beautiful and ambitious, but don't get stuck feeling like I don't have enough money, or I don't have enough time, or I don't have enough resources, or I don't have enough followers, right? Like, do what you can do. Give yourself permission to start where you're at, do what you can, and focus on what you want to focus on. And if it's not everything in the world, that's okay. You tapping into, again, where you feel called is going to contribute to the momentum of everyone else that's tapped into those things as well. And there's so many other people that are doing awesome things for, the other areas of focus, the other causes in the world, right? So I just love that visual of these golden light grids and people tapping in all over the world to, create change, create momentum, create progress. And you don't even have to know, right? Like all of the other humans doing it, but just being willing to do it is significant. It's meaningful. It is powerful and does make a difference. So I hope that you are reinvigorated to use your business for good. And again, if you're like, Sonia, I've been using my business for good, then I applaud you. I appreciate you. Please be loud and proud about it. And that's not coming from ego or virtue signaling. It's really coming from like, hey, here are things that are important in the world, and I have a voice, I have a platform, and I'm willing to speak up and do something about it. All right, y'all, please leave some comments. Let me know what you're doing to use your business for good, and I will see you on the next episode. Thanks for being here. Hey all, thank you so much for tuning in today. It would mean the world to me if you could subscribe, share, and leave a review so more people can learn about this work and access their true wealth. And if you'd like to continue your wealth work, please pop onto my email list so you can choose your own wealth adventure, whether that's applying for one-to-one coaching, accessing my DIY content, or staying tuned for upcoming wealth boosting programs. You can find all that at the following link, bit.ly/wealthypjs, PJS. bit.ly/wealthypjs. Join me there and let's get wealthy.